Oh, we're back. We're on episode 3 of King of Drag. I am your host, Frequency of Free, and you are watching The King's Chamber. Last episode, we saw King Molasses pick up their second win, and we saw Buck Wild go home. Let's see what's happening in episode 3.
Welcome to the show.
I don't know if you watch Drag Race, but they have a section that used to be called She-Mail. It'd be a humor section where RuPaul would give a clue or a hint to what the episode was going to be about.
Perka, you were incredible. How do you feel?
Okay, so they're in the man cave, deliberating, talking, discussing after the elimination of Buck Wild. And they are talking to Perka Sex, about their incredible stand-up performance. We might see some people hiring in them for comedy writing. That's one of the perks of these types of shows. People get to see your skills and talents. And then, you get recommended for things like writing gigs, writing comedy for people, writing comedy for other kings, for other queens, for people across the board in different parts of the entertainment industry. Dude looks just like Urkel. One of the best transformations of last episode actually transformed into a character in a way where they looked like the character. Not a lot of the kings were successful at that in the last episode.
Whoa!
We're in the quote-unquote next day, and we're seeing some ooky spooky props and have some ooky spooky music, and along with Murray Hill's introduction to this episode, it's clear that spooky, scary is the theme. Then the lights go off, and we are waiting to see what is happening.
I am so happy that I get to flex my skills.
I actually am putting my hat in the ringer with Henlo before even knowing what Weenie challenge and the Beefy challenge are going to be. Henlo has a track record for creating characters and working in set work, and now they're proclaiming that they've done a lot of work in horror houses and this is their realm. So one or two things is happening. They're setting us up for Henlo to go home because they're proclaiming, yo, this is my field, or we're about to see something pretty significant from Henlo. I'm optimistic. We'll see how that goes.
This is something that should be up my alley.
Oh, we got another one proclaiming this is their challenge. This is their wheelhouse. So Henlo and Perka, two who have been in the bottom, are saying this is their wheelhouse. And then we also have Pressure K saying they don't know a motherfucking thing about this shit. So producers are highlighting this because they're using this as the explanation as to why Pressure K may or may not do well. We'll see how production works on this show. I will crack the code. Homie, I just want to know what it feels like in the room when Sasha Velour's energy enters.
And did you know she's a drag king too?
Okay, Sasha Velour's drag king persona is named Alexander Velvet. Velvet, velour, you get the play on words, right? Textured fabrics, though technically all fabrics are textured. She revived this character to celebrate the premiere of Drag King reality competition show.
Dapper and demonic.
The Kings have 45 minutes to paint face for the Weenie challenge, which is a half and half face challenge. Half their face is horror, scary. The other half of their face is gentlemanly or glamorously handsome and dapper. Sasha has made it clear that both of the sides need to complement one another, be telling a story.
Yes.
45 minutes, not enough time to even wake up in the morning. Hello, you coming for the crown this week?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if anyone else recalls in the first episode, Henlo and King Molasses hugged each other and King Molasses said,
Top two?
Top 2, yes.
I took note of that.
My makeup skills are down here.
I'm curious what the preparation was for coming on this show. What were they told? What did they expect? Because similar to other competition reality shows, I would assume that one would do some prep work, though. Yeah, this is the first season for this, so how the fuck do you prep? which is why I'm wondering what type of information they received from the show about the challenges ahead of time.
Taught to cover myself because I wasn't pretty.
I'm curious what provoked this, because this does seem like a produced moment. Someone was like, talk about your experience with makeup, because maybe they heard Pressure K say, I don't know how to do anything with makeup. I don't know how to, this is the most makeup I've ever used. So maybe a producer yelled out, well, talk about your experience with makeup.
This is the most makeup I ever used in my life.
Like right after that, we're about to go into a moment they're about to explain, and I could be overthinking, I don't know.
First up, King Molasses.
Having a side that is out.
I get what they are saying about the concept. It's giving Freddy Krueger vibes with the hat and that sweater. I like the colors chosen for the blended side. Like, I like the concept, you know, not wanting to blend in, and then the very lined, structured side, like that's what they are. I don't see like horror, but it's an internal horror. It's their personal horror, their personal hell. So I do get that much.
Henlo.
Like, honestly, both of Henlo's sides to me look horror. Like the other side didn't present like confident and glamorous, dapper.
In which I doubt everything.
Big D. Dick Von Dyke.
Like 2 alt kids going to the Halloween dance.
Okay, Dick Von Dyke gave 2 different, well,
Alexander the Great.
there we go. Alexander the Great did it. I'm getting 2 very distinct sides. There's a more dapper situation and then a more obvious, like Halloween-y. I wouldn't say horror, but a more Halloween costumey side. I mean, at this point, I'm just looking for 2 very distinctive sides, which they're all kind of doing, but I'm not really getting dapper or...
My drag journey in general.
I do want to get a closer look. The winner is...
Percocets won the Weenie challenge, and I don't have any thoughts on it.
Very special guest judges. Liv Hewson, Vico Ortiz, and Landon Saida.
What a great judging panel. And they're choosing judges that are themed to the challenge. The Beefy challenge is for the kings to create full looks, head to toe, based on what they are most afraid of. I wonder if they already knew this was a challenge coming and brought something in advance, so they're just painting. If they are, I mean, they didn't state that they had to create it there, so it's clear they already brought materials and outfits. So, well, we have a wide range of emotions happening in this workroom where Henlo is ecstatic. Big D is terrified. Perka is cautiously ecstatic. All right, we have King Molasses doing the fear of the unknown. We have Alexander the Great doing fear of fast fashion taking over Earth. It's interesting. I hope King Molasses they have a track record of creating really nice polished looks. Level of talent with makeup and stuff like that, you had some foresight. They weren't just told on the spot because they had to be able to bring certain things. Unless they were given a very general guide, which I know they weren't because they already knew what they were going to do. So it's kind of disappointing to see some kind of not so together looks. But I mean, this is the competition. This is what this is. It's like who is at what level in the arena of being a drag king, and everyone's at different levels, and that's what it's judged by.
This is easy to be evil, but it's hard to say, they hurt me, and I'm going to heal.
Pressure K be dropping some deep shit. You can tell Pressure K been through some shit and has been working through some shit, legit. It's cool. I can just hear it in what they're saying and how they're saying it.
Excited, focused, ready, and nervous.
Everything in my look has either happened to me or to a close family member.
Henlo got this shit in the bag. She's pulling from a deep place with this look, and it already looks amazing, and it's not even on her. This backstory though, damn, that's just not easy. That's some heavy stuff.
Got my gender marker changed the day before.
The moment Trump hit office, like they cut off being able to change your gender markers. I mean, some people the day of were trying to get things pushed through, and it just wasn't, it was too late. My guy made it in the nick of time. Oh my God. Okay, this makeup looks pretty good. Henlo is out here helping. So far has helped, that we've seen, has helped. Big D is now helping Pressure K. And we'll see who else. Definitely taking time to give assistance.
Welcome to the Royal Hall Insider.
Wait, what the fuck is Drag Inc? Oh, Drag Inc. INK. Hosted and created by Drag King artist and entertainer Landon Sider, Dragged Inc. will give you tattoos and clues into some of the industry's most decorated performers and artists. Oh, it's on Mom Plus. Got it.
King's Court, what are you all hoping to see from the Kings tonight?
Okay, these judges want to see horror. They want horror in the horror challenge. So let's see if that's what we get, or to what degree of it we get.
But make me believe that you are your greatest fear.
Yeah, that's the shit right there. Show us a character. Like, bring it. What the fuck are you afraid of? What does it look like? Without you having to tell us. Like, embody it.
Percocet.
I had to become the thing I hate the most. And all your tranny friends.
That was good. That was a character with all the way in the character, always all the way in the emotion, all the way in the fear, was giving a performance, was giving an experience. And you could tell that that came from an experienced place. An experience from an experienced place, unfortunately. I liked it. It was good.
Alexander, great.
My biggest fear is ecocide, fast fashion.
I mean, I knew what it was because we were told in the dressing room, which I wish we were not. I wish we were not told what they were going to be while they were in the man cave so that we could experience it fully. They should have been wearing a lot of clothes that were fast fashion, even if they looked good, like even dressing up really good and like some fast fashion items. And then them getting set on fire, or some type of gag where they turn into something that's choking them. Or it was very literal, and it was also very like arts and crafts. The bodysuit was earth, and there was literal plastic wrapped around neck and body to show. I did love the hair. The makeup was nice. It didn't look like on the level of professional. I mean, and that's shitty to say because I'm not a drag king, and I'm not a makeup artist, and I'm not a clothing designer, you know what I'm saying? In a competition called King of Drag, that particular outfit did not represent something that looked like high quality or super conceptualized. So I don't know how much time they had to prepare for this, if they had to make things in a short amount of time, didn't have a lot of resources, a lot of friends to help, a lot of materials to choose from. I'm not sure, because I want to choose my words wisely. I don't want to like sound like a fucking dick, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a drag king. I'm just saying how it looked, and I make shit, but I'm not a drag king. Watch these shows, but I'm not a designer. I will say that I did like the concept though. I mean, that is scary as fuck to think about our home and what's happening to it.
King Molasses.
Void receding into space of the unknown. Anxiety, stress.
This judge is cracking me the fuck up. Like, I don't know if they're genuinely like feeling all these things, or if they are doing what they do, acting. But they're definitely giving the camera something to cut to, some good alternative shots. I mean, that's good for production, so. Okay, I like the mood that the movement was creating. It was giving like creature vibes. It was creating a character. It was creating a feeling. Does it give like a void, vibes of the void? I guess the all black does. It does speak to that. With the longer limbs, it does kind of feel like being sucked into something. The warpingness that happens when you're sucked into like a black hole and you're strung out, quite literally pulled into a string. So that's the vibe I was getting from it. I like the back of it that had a layered void and it was designed quite nicely. I think at the end it could have been a little more dramatic. It was a bit one-dimensional.
When my anxiety or my depression make me lose my perspective.
That was more comedy to me than it was horror, but I mean, they're a comedy king. I like the gag. That was cool. I hate that she kept repeating exactly what it was and like just telling us quite literally what it was and what was happening. I don't even think you had to say I'm in my own head even one time during that. Like it could have just been like freaking out, like on the floor, like really like losing your fucking mind, or even like starting out writing or trying to create something and then freaking out and getting like crazy. The illusion of losing your mind or being so lost in your mind, you know, like what does that look like? What does it feel like? Instead of just like saying it. It was a good performance. It seemed like she was waiting for the time to run out and like literally almost like looking at a clock or something. Didn't really have much material prepared. The look of the head, the dome, was interesting. It was different. The outfit was meh. It wasn't horror though. I got camp, I got comedy, I mean, it is scary to be stuck in your head. Anytime I've ever smoked weed, I've been stuck in my head. So that's freaky. So like in the thriller sense, like kind of comedy thriller, like when you are stuck in your own head, I get it from that perspective.
Sure. Hey.
The dark spirit, the evil.
That was a drama performance for me, a soul cleansing performance. It didn't give horror, it didn't give the challenge, but it gave the horror of their life, like of what they've experienced. So I do get it on that level, like a psychological horror situation. The literal words being written both on the cloak and the back of the shirt, having to tell us in the confessional takes me out of it. I want to watch the performance and feel it, not have to read your cloak, not have to read your shirt. The makeup wasn't horror. The outfit was just a Pressure K outfit. It wasn't a horror outfit. The cloak wasn't horror. Like there's a movie coming out now about school shootings and it's presented as a horror movie. And it's like super conceptual. It's super mindfuckery. Plays, movies, horror movies, they're all about actual fears of things, but they're using monsters. They're using psychological, like a creature to represent the energy of fear, the energy of killing, the energy of abuse, the energy of like they're creating. It's kind of like how in Western religions, gods, there are different gods to represent different energies. Like the goddess Isis, and like there's different names of God, replacing that with a fear. So a monster to represent whatever. So it's not the challenge. I get what they were saying and I don't want to diminish that. Same with some of the other kings. I don't want to diminish what they did. Like Alexander the Great. I get what they're saying. It's just not the challenge.
Time for Dick Von Dyke.
Fear, the passage of time. This isn't TikTok, this is Dick Talk.
No, that was a full get-up that created a character look. It gave me the look of a character. For a second, I was in it, but then it was nothing. Like, it went nowhere. Took off the face, but what was it after that? I guess a lot of these are just kind of one note. There's no story. There's no full concept emerging. Some, and not in the outfit even. Some not even in the outfit or the storytelling. And I don't know that I really got horror from that. The look was fantastic. The concept was great.
Charles Galen King.
Surviving death in life. Joyfulness of Day of the Dead. Also surviving death. Can't go back to the light yet.
Okay. I liked the concept, but I only knew what it was because we were told it ahead of time. And then there was a literal word written again to give us the answer. It's not so much horror. It's not the challenge. I also understand, the story behind it, the horror behind something like that, being caught in between. I get the horror of the situation and the horror of what even inspired this look. Much respect for even getting to this place and being here to perform it. For this challenge, I didn't get horror, a scary look. The performance was, it did kind of tell us, it was more than one note because it started out playful, then it got serious, And even just with a simple gesture, there was like a lot even within that, because the emotion that was coming from them, I could feel it. Even in the simplicity, there was some storytelling. There was a feeling, and I got something out of it. Was it horror? Was it frightening? No. The makeup was cool. I mean, it's what I've seen before. It wasn't horror though. The outfit, again, what I've seen before and to be expected for that look, so.
It's Henlo Bullfrog. Scabs.
I wonder if they were allowed props, if they were allowed to bring something else on the stage.
Everything in your hospital nightmare. My last reveal doesn't go off.
I mean, it seems like even though it didn't go off, you're kind of playing it like something was wrong. That was a fucking performance. Clear winner of this episode. Not only just because the look, the outfit, there was a clear fucking story that happened. There was a clear performance, a character, even limping off stage like that, like all the way in it.
Dick Von Dyke and Henlo Bullfrog, safe.
Dick Von Dyke's makes sense to be safe. Henlo's, I am surprised about. I expected them to be a little more on top, unless the editing gave them more grace than they deserved. And then I also need to remember the other performances. But if they give this to King Molasses again, I don't know. We gotta see where the fuck this is going.
Charles Daly, but I just wish the scale was bigger.
Thank you for sharing. That's exactly what drag is for. A costume. Maybe too simple.
Maybe it was a little rushed. You are incredibly charismatic.
Pressure K.
It was hard to read what the specific fear was.
As you keep finding who you are, you'll be able to communicate it to us.
Felt like I wasn't meant to be for so long. Like not to give that evil energy back.
That passion. And maybe even like writing a performance based on this challenge for touring after the show, like an upgraded version of this challenge to really show that emotion now that it's free. I'd love to see on tour when I go see the King to see this being performed from Pressure K, because like I felt that shit.
Hey, Big D.
For a total delight.
The only thing that took me out of it was the sneakers.
King Molasses.
The reveal was so simple, but so effective.
It belongs in a museum.
Your level of intention unmatched.
Alexander the Great.
You obviously have an incredible mind. Could have been a little bit better presented.
But the specificity of it kind of got lost on me.
Percocets.
Mom said that to me. That was the nail in the coffin.
Utterly captivating.
Here that I also very deeply resonate to. Breathtaking.
In the workroom when we could only see Perk's face, I was like, this looks so fucking basic. What is this gonna be? But the full look looks good.
Double elimination.
Alexander, Charles, and who am I missing? I mean, I feel like probably Pressure K. Pressure K, Charles, Alexander. Bottom 3, I'm thinking right now. I gotta say, the player on the Reverie website is smooth. It's a nice user interface, except for when I move the mouse away from the screen, the options, it takes a while for those to go away. But other than that, like, this is a pretty smooth website. This is really well coded and designed. Okay, I don't remember these deliberations happening in the first 2 episodes. So not only are we seeing the judges deliberate and actually talk through their decision, and maybe they did, and I'm just not remembering, even though I'm watching these like days apart because I'm catching up, but my mind is on other things. Okay, so yeah, I don't remember. And we're also seeing the kings deliberate while the judges, the court, deliberates.
So when you see me just sitting there, I'm not sad. I see blessings that's coming for us.
I mean, I know this is a competition, but people are winning in different ways. Like, there will be one that will win. People are going to win in other ways, like winning from being themselves fully in front of millions of people, freely allowing themselves to just be and exist and show what they create and show who they are freely. And there's different levels of even that is happening for all of them. And then winning, like, you might not have won the competition, but you're still being seen, you're still being recognized, you'll still be booked. You know, like, there's a lot of levels of winning that's happening here.
Congratulations, you are the winner.
Well deserved.
Came out a little bit better.
Big D's gotta be safe.
Great.
All right, so there we have it. We have Alexander the Great, Charles Galen King, and Pressure K in the bottom for the final thrust. The winner of the episode is King Percocets. Great decisions.
I'm happy to be here. Like,
I love Pressure K. Pressure K is like, you know what? I'm just happy to fucking be here. I'm here for the experience, and I love their energy.
Final thrust.
So the final thrust for this episode, the horror episode, is the Kings are going to be doing an improv acting challenge. They're going to record themselves like in the movie The Blair Witch Project, which was filmed as though you were first person. And they're going to receive the instructions when they get back into the man cave of what their scene, their specific scene is supposed to be like. So I'm assuming it's going to be how well it's acted out, how believable it is, and I guess camera work. So we'll see how it goes. I will say from the confessionals, it sounds like Pressure K is eliminated just from some of the things that they're saying after the events of the day. Then the confessionals are filmed, so they already know what happens, and we're finding out, we're watching it happen, and they're narrating. But just from some of the things that are being said from Pressure K and how they're talking, it seems like they don't make it through, but I could be misreading the fuck out of this, so we'll see.
I understand why I'm here.
I might not execute the horror.
I'm having so much fun.
That's what I get for
My guy said that's what I get for smoking the free weed. Alright, so far, Pressure K is throwing down on the acting. Big D, or Alexander the Great is giving me like camp horror acting, bad acting. Charles Galen King is just giving like maybe for real scared to death. Okay. Charles Galen King was quite funny. That was fun.
But only one.
I mean, I would say like Charles Galen King's death scene was best. The acting leading up to where there's like jumping around before that, Pressure K's was good. Pressure K had some good lines in there.
Alexander the Great.
That seemed like a pretty vote.
Is Charles Galen King.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. She fought for her life while in a dying scene to legit stay in the competition. Like, the other two dropped like flies.
Has come to an end.
Wearing this goddamn costume. Not like this. Not like this. I thought...
That's the fucking acting you should have brought to that challenge just now. They gonna have to do something that's more uniform with that goddamn sword situation at the end, where you gotta make your own ceremony type thing or do the both shoulders. I don't know why that's bugging me so much. It really doesn't motherfucking matter, you know? Alright, that's the end of episode 3. 2 kings are sent packing in this episode. Pressure K and Alexander the Great. And we had a new winner for the first time in this series, King Percocets. That was a great episode. Looking forward to next week. See you then.